Welcome back to our NCAA football win total series. We are moving on here in the Big Ten. We are on to the Oregon Ducks, one of the newest Big Ten teams. And Oregon's been great. Mike Bellotti showed up back in 1995, went to a bowl game, then didn't go in 96. But since 1997, Oregon has missed two bowl games. They were 5-6 in 2004, and then under Mark Helfrich, his last year, they were 4-8. In between there, Helfrich played for a national title, but he lost. Chip Kelly played for a national title, but he lost. They've also had Willie Taggart for a little bit, Mario Cristobal, and then Dan Lanning showed up in 2022, 10-3 with a Holiday Bowl win, and that brings us to last year. They open up Portland State a win, at Texas Tech a win, Hawaii, Colorado, and at Stanford. They go to Washington. They lose 36-33 against them. Then Washington State at Utah, Cal, USC, at Arizona State, and then Oregon State. They would go to the Pac-12 championship game at the time, and they lost 34-31 to Washington. 2 losses, 6 combined points. It puts them in the Fiesta Bowl where they play Liberty, 45-6. Ends up being a 12-2 season for Dan Lanning in his second season there at Oregon. And now they have to do some big replacements. Bo Nix is gone. So, without Bo Nix, who's it going to be? It's Dillon Gabriel. Gabriel's not quite the same as Bo Nix. He's a good passer. He's fairly accurate, and he can make some big plays. He could become the NCAA's all-time leading passer with a good season. He's going to have some receivers. Troy Franklin was the main guy, but he's gone. They bring in Texas A&M's Evan Stewart. He has some good upsides. Ted Johnson's back, 10 catches, almost 1,200 yards. They also have Trayshawn Holden, who should be a pretty good guy. Bucky Irving's gone, but Jordan James scored 11 times, had over 7 yards a carry last year. Noah Whittingham's back. He had over 7 yards a carry. They also bring in a JUCO transfer in Jay Harris. The offensive line should be solid. They have a lot of returning production there. I think the offensive line will block well against some of the better defensive lines in the nation. The Oregon defense. They have Derek Harmon and Jamari Caldwell coming in as transfers. Plus, they have Jordan Birch coming back on that defensive line. 7.5 tackles for a loss last year. Linebacking core should be good again. Jeffrey Bossa strong on the inside. They have Justin Jacobs with him. The outside has a couple guys that should be good pass rushers. They'll be using a main rotation there. The secondary. Tysheem Johnson was third on the team last year in tackles. He had 2 picks, 7 broken up passes. He's the only returning defensive back, but they bring in Jabbar Muhammad from Washington and Cam Alexander from UTSA. As long as Oregon does not get destroyed through the air, that is my biggest concern, is that secondary, this should be a very good team. And the toughest teams they face on this schedule don't have an established long passing game. The schedule definitely works out for them in a favorable manner, and it starts August 31st at home against Idaho. That will be a win. September 7th, they get Boise State at home. That will be a win. September 14th at Oregon State, that's always a tough game, but there's a ton of turnover at Oregon State. That will be a win. September 21st is their first bye. Then they're on the road to UCLA September 28th. That's going to be a win. Michigan State visits them on October 5th. That will be a win. One of the biggest games of the year, October 12th, home against Ohio State. I think the offense does enough. I lean win in that one. October 19th at Purdue. That's a win. October 26th against Illinois. I think that's a win. November 2nd, they're at Michigan. I do worry about that defensive front for Michigan. I'm going to lean win right now, though. November 9th, we have Maryland. That's a win. November 16th at Wisconsin. I think they're just the better team. They get the win there. November 23rd is another bye. And then November 30th, they host Washington at the end of the year. I think that is a win. When I look at the schedule, I basically break it down to 2 games. It's Ohio State at home and at Michigan. Over-under set at 10.5 games. I think they can win both of them. I lean win in both of them. I lean towards 12-0. But I could easily see them losing one. I don't think they lose both. So we're going to take the over. We're going to take over 10.5. It's sitting at plus 100 on DraftKings. If you like this content, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next time.